Alright guys, so now what we did is we pretty much finished up everything else. I'm sorry this is in little snippets, but um, now the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to get ready for paint. We are going to pull the dash. We're going to wrap this in newspaper, and then we're going to spray the whole interior with the gun. That way we get good coverage and it'll be pretty quick. Also, before I do that, I am going to clean up some of the dust and grime and whatnot. I'm going to hit that with degreaser. And then other than that, guys, I mean, we're on a roll here. We're almost ready to start throwing in the motor and doing the lines and all that, putting the seats in for good and all that great stuff. So just hang in there, and we're next video we should be at least painting this monstrosity of a build. Also, we did get, I don't know if I showed you guys, but I did cut down the filler neck for kind of where I wanted it. We are going to wire in the windshield wipers, so that way we have windshield wipers. We're going to put them on a switch, so that way, because you guys, like in the last video I told you guys, the windshield wiper half of the Del Sol part did not fit. We could only fit the blinkers, and truly I'd rather have blinkers up there than windshield wipers. So other than that, because the blinkers also are the headlight switch, so that's why you got to remember that the headlight switch is on the blinker side, so that's why we kind of kept all that as well. Other than that, guys, I mean, we're pretty stoked. We're ready to rock and roll. We're getting this done. I mean, fuck, guys, it's been a journey. It'll still be a little bit of a journey, but now everything that is hard for me is done, and now I can start working on the things that are pretty much very simple and easy tasks to do for me, and enjoyable. I love doing the things that come next, like the routing of the harnesses and all that great stuff of lines, brake lines, all the other good shit that comes with it, you know what I mean? So, truly, I'm just stoked because I really want to throw the seats in here and just have them in there because it gives it more of that look. Oh, also, I need to buy a new carpet. We are going to get a brand new carpet for this. We're going to have carpet in here. The doors. Now, what we're going to do with the doors is we're just going to take a piece of either sheet metal, or we're going to take a piece of acrylic, black acrylic, and we're just going to lay it as one whole piece right there to cover that all in, because we are going to keep this door handle and the original crank for the windows. So, other than that, guys, oh, we still have the gas tank shit to weld in. The sending unit, we have to weld in the top, cut a hole, and put the sending unit in there. Other than that, I mean, we're almost there. If anybody knows, or you live in Tucson, that you need parts, let me know. But other than that, guys, we are almost there. We are almost there. This build, we'll probably have it done within like another 2 months for sure. 2 months for sure we'll have this build done, painted and ready to go. Alright, guys, from last video to now, I'm sorry these have been little snippets and put together stuff, not really like how it was in the beginning, like a full on video of what to do, but pretty much what we have gotten done is we did fill in the sides over here. We sheet metaled them in and got that all filled in, so pretty much it's squared off. We have our wheel well in there, and then we have this open spot right here, and then we sheet metaled all that in, and then here, let me hop inside of here so you guys can see. So we sheet metaled all that all the way over, and then also we put in the wheel well that we said we were going to put in. And now how I did that using the original wheel wells that came with the car. Also, we ended up boxing this in right here to give it some more extra strength right there. We ended up cleaning up the subframe down here. Like here, I'll show you guys. As you guys can see, I found the numbers that were originally on there, so it's pretty clean now, as clean as I want to get it, you know, because it still is going to be the underside of the car, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, I got the same thing done on this side, as in the little box over here made, and then the wheel well done. And I did use the same technique I used over on the other side, which was cutting out the original wheel well and using that bend that was already in it, so that way the strips that I cut out already had that form to it. I really didn't have to shape or bend anything too much. So also, right now what we're going to do is I'm pretty much getting it ready for paint. I'm getting everything ready for paint so that way I can spray the whole interior. We're going to do black. Everything inside is going to be black all the way over to here and continuing on down underneath. Now I am going to rhino liner the, I'm not going to go like all crazy. I'm just going to do the floor with rhino liner, and then on top of that the carpet's going to go on, so it's just like a little added protection down there for rust and whatnot, because there is like a hole down here. I don't know if you guys can see it too well. There it is. I still need to, like, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. It doesn't go all the way through, so I'm not really too concerned, but I do have the CRX steering wheel on here with Del Sol dash, and it just fits perfectly. I love the way it sits, how it sits. We have our dash in here, and pretty much now, guys, we're just getting ready for paint. And next video you guys see, this will probably be all painted, or we will be painting it together, so that way you guys can see kind of the process I'm going to do. Also, what I'm going to do about these brake lines, right, is I'm pretty much going to I'm going to cut them off all the way at the prop valve, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loop them back into each other. So pretty much this one right here is going to get cut and then looped back around, a U back around, and looped right back into this one. Now the reason being is so that way when I push the pedal for the brakes, it's going to actuate the front brakes. Now the reason being is because we're going to have a drift handbrake right here, a drift brake. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that brake for specifically only the back tires. So that way I can get rid of these hard lines that run all the way to the back right there, and pretty much clean all that up. Get rid of that. And that'll make it look a lot better, I think. At least I fucking think. And I just thought of that today, so I'm glad I saw that and caught that beforehand before I started like drilling holes and shit and trying to figure out where I wanted to put it. But other than that, like, shit, guys, we're on a roll here. We're gonna get this painted up, and like pretty much like I said, like right now, this process right now, we got to do the paint, and then once the paint is done, we can start putting the seats in. We could put a carpet in. We can start putting the firewall in. We can start making our center console, like all that stuff that needs to go in here to start making this look more like a car. And plus, I like doing all those little things. Like, this was the hardest part of this whole build, was connecting this, getting the wheel wells, patching holes, and making it structurally sound. That was the hardest part. Other than that, every other thing that comes from that, like, because I didn't know how to weld that well, so this was my kind of like my brick in the road, because I didn't know how to weld, but I pushed through it, got through it, And I mean, I knew how to weld. I'm not saying like I didn't know exactly how to weld, but I'm not a fucking pro. So, but I mean, this pushed me along and got me better at something that I wasn't. And I'm glad I did it, because I've had this thought in my head for about 3-4 years now, wanting to do a build like this, and finally it came true. So um that's why I never throw shit away, you know what I mean? I was gonna use that harness for something else, but ended up not. And like I said, there's a reason for everything. So pretty much we're in the paint booth right now. I cleaned it all out. What we're gonna do also is we're gonna remove the dash, so that way the dash is out when we paint. We are gonna leave the wiring harness in here, so that we're just gonna wrap it up and whatnot. And then also on top of that, sorry, focus. Also on top of that, we can get everything done and how it needs to be, as in paint wise, you know what I mean? Sometimes I get caught up of what I'm saying, so just bear with me. Like I said, you know, I'm more of a builder, I'm not a video maker. So, but I mean, shit, fuck it, you know what I mean? Send that shit. So here we are, guys, and we're gonna paint this up tomorrow. Hopefully next video that I post, you guys will see this, and it will be painted in the interior. The seats will be in it, carpet will be in it, and we will be putting lines in and getting everything situated so we can go ahead and start putting the motor in, because pretty much that's all we have to do. Once all that stuff in the front is done, is just pretty much plop the motor in, get that up and running, tune it real quick. I am going to put one of my own tunes on it, so that way I know that it's going to be sound and good to go. I am going to do probably 5 to 8 pounds, so it's not going to be too much, but just enough. So I mean, just hang in there, guys. Like, fuck, we're moving. I told you guys that I wanted to paint the interior, get that done, that I wanted to do a couple things before we ended up doing another video. And well, I'll just go ahead and show you guys. So we ended up painting the dash, so the dash looks nice and black now, looks like brand fucking new, right? We ended up painting the seats, because as you guys know, Del Sol seats have a blue or red line right here, and they're either blue or gray, the seats. We painted the floor. We put some rubberized coating on the floor, as you guys could see. We ended up painting the bottom half black, like I said, so everything will match, coming all the way down the door panel, all the way to the back. And then here, I'll go over the seats so you guys can see. So we painted the tunnel all the way to the back. Everything's painted back there black. Even we cleaned up the subframe, so that looks nice and tidy as well. Everything got painted. So there's what we got done, right, guys? So we got all that done. Got the wiring in place where it needs to go. Got the dash in place. We got the 2 seats done. I got some seat covers that I might throw on later. But, I mean, it came out pretty good. The black actually ties everything in. That's exactly why I wanted to paint the whole interior black, is because that way one portion of it is not going to be black and the other portion some fucked up color. So that way it'll all meet the eye, because like I said, when I'm done with this build, the color choice that we chose for this build is going to be very nice, and it's going to pop a lot. So if that happens, we can when that gets there, then I'll show you guys the color scheme and whatnot, what we're going to do. Other than that, guys, we are going to the side panels that we're talking about here are we're gonna do this all in sheet metal, so that way it's just gonna be one whole slab, and then I'm gonna cut out the square for the handle and the circle for the crank for the windows, and then that way everything will just be nice and tidy, because you got to remember, when I do the center console, we do have that little piece right here that is going to be sheet metal, right? And I'm debating whether I'm going to run my gauges there or in that little slot. Other than that, guys, I'm going to get back to work, and I will do another little video once I'm done.